What's up, guys? It's Eventon here. So this is my double header video for the day. Very rarely do I upload two videos, but just because I ended up doing some content for the high sec combat site, so I highly suggest you guys check that out. I did come up with a video earlier today about running the high sec combat sites in the battleship. I recommend you guys do it. So it's very low skill, very SP friendly, and it is in a battleship and a praxis. So I highly suggest you guys check that video out if you haven't. But for some of you guys that are more motivated through exploration or just prefer this playstyle over the combat, this is the way to do it. And I will say, running these exploration sites are extremely difficult. Like, the hacks are very, very hard. Like, I have really high hacking skills. I'm running a T2 data analyzer and in a covert op ship, and these hacks were still really difficult. As you guys can see, this first can that I got ended up being about 100 million or so all in all, which is absolutely insane. I know some of the time I was getting anywhere between 50 to 100, but sometimes you get some duds that are like less than 10. It happens occasionally. So all of the exploration sites as well as the combat sites are all the exact same. Doesn't matter if it's high sec, low, null, wormhole, doesn't matter. The only exception is the low sec sites out in Derelict as well as Delve. Those are the highest paying ones. Low sec sites in other places in Domain and Forge, it doesn't matter. The only low sec sites that matter if you really want to get the actual payouts is in Derelict and Delve. So you have to head out to those two regions in order to get these extremely high paying sites. And so after doing these sites for probably about a little over 2 hours, I ended up getting about 4.5 million ISK. And honestly, some of these sites I was actually sharing with my corp mates, so I probably would have made even more ISK. But just because the really weird way that this event is set up, you get to pick a side, but only the side you get to pick gives you experience for actually progressing through the actual like event like point system. It's so weird. So you do have to keep it in consideration that there's like the Tetraon sites and there's like the Crimson sites. And so me and my corp mates were kind of sharing, but if you just hack everything, like there's still a ton of ISK to be made. So luckily there, we got lucky with the roll 6. We hacked that one. And I will say, when I was out in Derelict, initially, like there was a lot of ships out here. So that one right there is 115 mil. That's a huge payout. Just expect everyone out here, like even some of the herons, like even some of the herons I came across were combat fit. So if you guys are doing these sites, I don't really have any fits because I'm not entirely certain what your guys' personal exploration skills are and what you guys can fit and like what ships to use. I will say, if you want to make the hacks as easy as possible, I do suggest running a covert op ship, you know, like the Buzzard or the Helios, whatever it is. But those ships basically have little to no combat capability at all whatsoever. So there was actually some times where I was actually pushed off of grid just because a heron showed up, probably with blasters or some drones, and I just couldn't fight back. So I actually had to leave because of a heron showed up. So then after that happened once or twice, I was like, you know what, screw this. I'm going to come back in Astero and actually be able to defend myself if someone does show up in either another Astero or a heron or a different kind of ship. I did see a few other people use a Synesis as well, just because probably the sub 2 second align time, you're decently tanky. You can actually fit 4 light drones, which is pretty respectable. So the Synesis is another good option, but it's not going to help you with that hacking mini game. So because the covert ops ships as well as some of the other exploration ones actually do give you bonus. So this was actually my loot after about 3 or 4 sites. It was 180 million. I actually ended up just dropping off that loot at the NPC station because I was in a low sec and there was a bunch of people hanging out in local, but there was no station. So I just assumed they're all cloaks. I'm like, you know, I'm just going to drop off this loot and then hack the site in case I lose everything, or if I die, I don't drop all my stuff. So sometimes you do have to be smart with that as well. So as you can see there, another 51 million, and you can get some really good payouts with these sites. So just kind of be wary if you guys are running around Derelict or Delve, running these exploration sites. They are very dangerous. Pretty much everyone is combat fit. Like every heron I came across had drones, some sort of missiles, maybe even blasters. So everyone is there to fight. So it's actually a lot of fun. And if you guys do like to run combat ships like T3Cs, pacifiers, Asteros, Stratios, whatever it is, you guys are going to have a lot of success killing and hacking these sites as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Get your guys' butts over to Derelict or Delve in order to get these low sec payouts, which are absolutely absurd. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys take care and you fly safe.